in the beautiful London, the World Blockchain Forum, and we're here with Jojo Hubbard from Electron. Jojo, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you for having me.
Yes. And Electron is actually a new kid on the block, huh? Can you explain what does it do?
Well, we're not that new. We're coming up to 3 years old now, which is pretty ancient for the blockchain space.
True,
I describe myself as the maiden aunt of the, the energy blockchain space. We are developing a trading platform for kind of whole system optimization. So what that means for energy is today you've got exchange-traded products just for power. Right, in big chunks in kind of forward market. So it's great for coal stations, not much good for the kind of smaller batteries and what have you. We're creating a platform to let those assets contract for physical delivery of either power but also services to grid operators. So things like locational products, fast response, and then ultimately things like carbon intensity, local energy projects. It's basically this kind of market infrastructure that everyone can build their own markets in but remain coordinated. Because coordination is key in energy, as you know.
All right, and it's a blockchain-based platform.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so the way we usually describe it is essentially it's digital infrastructure. So if you think that the electricity grid today has this set of shared physical infrastructure, and that's the pipes and wires, it also needs to share the digital infrastructure as to what and where those assets, those transformers, those generation, the batteries are. Because if you can't see everything in kind of one platform, you can't run this whole system optimization.
All right.
Yeah.
So and actually it creates a lot of data, of course, and it can create a lot of efficiency in the process. Huh? I mean.
Yeah. Exactly, because I mean, so if you think about what's happening today, you've got all these invisible batteries, solar, smart technologies, and because they're invisible, we're not making use of them. So I think people kind of get that if you can afford a solar panel or a battery, you can have lower power prices, and if you can sell it to your neighbour, they can also have lower power prices. But what we're trying to do is like think of this kind of top down, or if the whole system can make most efficient use of all those capabilities we already have there, then everyone gets lower power prices. We stop this dependence on these big peaking coal, gas, diesel power plants, and we start just using clean, virtually zero marginal cost energy as much as possible.
You actually work with the National Grid in the UK, yeah? That's the dominant system operator here in the UK.
Exactly, National Grid in the UK, and actually four of the other local network operators now in various projects.
All right.
Yeah.
And what are the first experiences with piloting or? You're with piloting the product?
So we've got 2 pilots on the go now and 2 in the pipeline to come very shortly. The first one is the asset identity platform. So think of it like the digital twin. Yes. The first problem we're tackling is how do you get the national system operator and the local system operator to call the same assets by the same name in the same data infrastructure. So we're starting with 2 of the 6 regions.
Very basic.
It's very, very basic, and people like outside energy kind of assume that already exists, but it doesn't. Okay. So at the moment there's this kind of register that goes out every 6 months, takes 6 months to fill in, takes 6 months to reconcile, is never up to date. And we're just starting there because as soon as you have that basic data infrastructure, we then start building products on top of it. So the first product we'll announce traded hopefully in the next week, maybe 2 if it's slow, is the first secondary capacity trade. So a transfer of obligations, speaking to that register. And we've got 2 other new products in the pipeline, hopefully by the end of the year to start. Yeah.
And you're already privately funded, or you're doing an ICO, or what's the?
So far we've privately funded. We've also been paid for a couple of projects by some of the people we're doing the work for, and we've won almost $2 million in government grants. And we've had a lot of kind of consultancy reports from amazing big name consultants, like EY, Baringa, Pinsent Masons, and we are launching.
So you're one of the most promising startups, scale ups in the UK, or?
Yeah, and hopefully a bit more globally than that. I mean. We're in 3 countries now,
okay.
But I think we're doing something really, really important that people have recognised the need for a while. Anyway, we're launching a securities offering this year to kind of bring that more globally. We've had so as well as the 2 other countries which we'll be announcing, we've had interest from like another 10 different grid operators. Incoming inquiries from big national monopolies. So that's exciting, and we want to go and spread this.
Also from the Netherlands, or?
We've had a bunch of conversations in the Netherlands. Yeah, it's a fantastic renewable market.
Okay.
Yeah, very forward thinking.
It's very upcoming in the solar energy actually.
Yeah, exactly. Solar and wind.
Yeah.
You had some of the first offshore wind farms.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of passing the mantle now, though.
All right. So what are the next steps for this year? I mean, just new partnerships, new projects.
Yes. So this year's busy. You'll see us announcing 2 more geographies where we've partnered with a bunch of local utilities to bring what we're doing in the UK there. You'll see the outcomes of those 2 active trials I mentioned announced before December, and we'll be announcing our kind of scale up securities offering. So.
All right. We get the scoop, or
I'm so scared of saying anything that I'm not allowed to legally. We're all a bit gagged right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jojo, and all the best with.
So much for having me.
Yeah, and electron.com.
So it's electron.org.uk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right.